I don't know about you guys, but Orb, the movements of the earth, episode 7, I believe. It was just so hard for me to see someone's dream to be swept under them and for no credit to go to their name. Now, remember, this was like the 1500s. So I'm sure the oppression of women was 1,000 times worse than what it is today. You know, you see a lot of these women on social media that feel oppressed. Well, here's an anime that will make you thankful that you have the voice that you have. And so when I look back at this anime and what this gal is going through, it was just hard for me to imagine or accept. And then reality sets in, and I think, damn, this is actually still happening. It might not be in the United States, or it might not be, in the state of where I live at, but it's happening somewhere where a woman's voice is not being heard to this level. Of course, United States is an exception to the rule. I'm sure there's a lot of exceptions to the rule, but the minorities still matter. No matter how small, I think everyone should have a semblance of a voice and not be crushed by the restrictions that have been laid upon them. But yeah, so this guy right here is extremely smart, and in the anime, this lad right here was simply trying to protect him. And honestly, I thought he was very reasonable. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyone who thinks that this gal can come up with such a great thesis or writing, I forgot what they call it in the anime, that would make her seem like the lad said, like a witch, or yeah, she would attract the wrong attention. She would put too much emphasis on her abilities, and then people will think she has like a contract with Satan himself, or some demon has possessed her. And that's just the reality of things. Remember, this is like the 1500s. And so when you put yourself in these shoes, to get no credit for your work, it's like I would honestly lose motivation. And that's what this guy was going through. I was like, damn. It's like if you don't get any credit, or there's like a plateau, I wouldn't really have any motivation. And then I remembered about my wagey. It's like, bro, you do so much for them, and then you don't really get much back. You bust your ass, you go above and beyond, and you get no credit. So it made me try to relate to that situation, and that's the closest I can think about, because I do go above and beyond at the wagey. I do things and I innovate, and then it's like no one cares. It's like no one cares. You don't get any recognition. But yeah, that's what this anime has done a brilliant job at doing, is putting yourself in their shoes. And mind you, the Seiyu, bro, I thought the Seiyu was Reina Uda Reina, a Seiyu that is well known. But no, like the Seiyu she sounded just like her. And she did like a masterful job. It was just so perfect. You can hear the distress in this gal's voice. You could hear the dread of how she felt. This episode was just so masterfully done. And that's what's exciting as well, though, because now fate is on her side. The gods have looked at her life and have decided to bless her. By meeting the monk and that other lad who was a fighter or I forgot who he was, but that's what made it exciting, is because the gods have directed her in the path that is better suited for her, and have been protecting her this whole entire time. You know, she could have been caught when she looked through the books. She would have been caught when she was sneaking through the well. But the gods, that's why you guys gotta not lose hope. You know, whatever situation you are in, you just can't lose hope. You know, you gotta keep fighting. But at the same time, she had to submit. You saw her, how she struggled, how she is struggling right now, saying that, oh no, this thesis or this research was not mine. So you gotta be smart, guys. Just like this gal right here. This is the perfect example of being smart. You know, shining when it matters. But it's gonna have to take you gritting your teeth. You have to grit your teeth and go through it. But there is light at the end of that tunnel. All I gotta say, man, is this anime is just so good. It's just so perfect right now. Even though it did lose a little bit of its flame after episode 3, with that Johann Raphael, I think his name was Raphael. What he did was just controversial, in my opinion. You know, and he just went a little too above his calling. He could have done a lot more. But I am excited to see what this gal will do. Man, I wish I. But yeah, that is all, guys. That's all I really got to say. It just so exciting to see where the gods will take her.